All right, welcome back to Fast Breaks and Breakfast. So this is episode 2 of our series of belated video responses. So way back in, I think it was like July, our friend Dylan at Double D Vintage Baseball Cards asked the community, a question. How do you like? Show us some cards that just go together. And my first thought back in July when I said, hey, we got to do a video response for Dylan, was to show all the cards and memorabilia in this case right here. So this case shows some cards of Dodger players, the 1978 Topps cards of a few Dodger players, a few bobbleheads. We got a book out there, and we also have this cool autograph 35 millimeter photo of Glenn Burke, which we'll talk about in a second. But the interesting thing about this display, why all these cards go together, is because in 1977, the Dodgers were the first team to have 4 players with 30 or more home runs in a season. Yeah.
Who were those people?
So the 4 players were Reggie Smith, Steve Garvey, Ron Cey, and Dusty Baker. The interesting thing is that remembering as a kid, so the Dodgers went into the final game of the season with 3 players already with 30 home runs. That was Smith, Garvey, and Cey. And Dusty Baker was at 29. So Dusty Baker goes up to the plate late in the game, I think his last at bat, and he hits a home run, helping the Dodgers become the first team to have 4 players with 30 or more home runs in a season. But the interesting story behind that whole event was that while he was rounding home and he came home, touched home plate, he was met by a rookie named Glenn Burke here. Glenn Burke raised his hands over his head, right, in excitement, and Dusty Baker didn't know what to do, and so he just slapped his hand. And that became known as the first high five in sports history. And, there's a lot of controversy about that, but it's a really interesting story. And so this display kind of gives a little bit of a tribute to that. So it also has like this autograph of Glenn Burke. If you don't know the story of Glenn Burke, I highly recommend you do a little research on that. His story is a little bit tragic, but I think it kind of highlights the beauty of sport, in particular with baseball, and how it's kind of a microcosm of the society at large. And so in this actual autograph that I have here of Glenn Burke, you also see there in the back there, who's that? Vic Davalillo, and also Lee Lacy, which I have here in the card. And then we have a book that kind of talks about his life story of Glenn Burke in the back there, a high five for Glenn Burke. Then we have this 1981 Dodger yearbook that has actually Baker and Garvey giving each other a high five. So that's a cool little display highlighting the historic 1977 Dodger team that had 4 players with 30 or more home runs. Now, of course, in 2019, the Minnesota Twins had 5 players with 30 or more home runs. I think the Braves were flirting with 6 players this year with 30 or more home runs. So, that feat has been actually accomplished, and that record has been broken. But I thought it would be cool to kind of show these cards. But anyway, this is not the actual cards we want to show for Dylan's response. What we're going to do is going to head back to the desk right now and show some more cards that belong together. So the cards that we'll be showing now need to be displayed together, because they speak of an amazing synchronicity that I find that is common in this community and in life in general. Sometime last month, Mike, baseball collector, was having an auction from Dave Blue Jacket 66 Dad's Basement Collection. And he was auctioning off the beautiful Perez Steel Great Moments Duke Snider auto. And I was in the market for a Duke Snider auto. This is something that I wanted for quite a while now, and I fell in love with this image, and I bid, but we did lose the auction, right? Yeah, we didn't get it. That's okay, but I was obsessed with this card here.
Couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was able then eventually to pick one up. and it's a beautiful autograph of Duke Snider in this really cool pose with with the people in the background there, with his beautiful Brooklyn Dodger uniform on. Duke Snider, you know that he's from Los Angeles. He was born in Los Angeles.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. He went to Compton High School as well. He's a native son here, a great person, and a great ball player. He was the most prolific home run hitter in the 1950s. No one hit more home runs than Duke Snider. So he picked up this beautiful Snider and this incredibly oversized Beckett slab, right?
Yeah.
And I love this slab because it reminds me of a slab that Orlando from a collector's dream showed in a recent video. So that was even like a bonus. Awesome stuff. And then a few days later, I saw a post on Facebook from the guys at Breakout Cards, Ryan and Steven, for this beautiful 1933 Sports King, Duke Kahanamoku.
We had a little trouble pronouncing his name.
Yeah, Kahanamoku.
Kahanamoku.
That's an awesome name. You know, Duke was the father of surfing, right? He popularized surfing around the world.
He did professional swimming or Olympic swimming.
He was an Olympic swimmer, yeah, medalist in the Olympics, and an incredible representative of our beautiful 50th state. Obviously, Dylan is from Hawaii, and he's a great surfer as well.
Yeah.
So, I picked up this card a few days after the Duke Snider. This is one of our Grail cards that I've been wanting in my collection for a long time now. These are the kind of cards that represent pioneers, vanguards in sports history and in life, right? He was an incredible human being, and he really did help spread the wonderful sport of surfing around the world. So we picked this card up, and then Dylan shows off this incredible, beautiful art card from Scott at Reindeer Studios, and gives us then an opportunity to pick one up if we purchase anything from his eBay store, with part of the proceeds going to the charity working with Maui fire victims. So a great cause, very generous of Dylan, and I love this card. So it has this is Ted Williams, right? The Splinter,
Yeah.
one of our favorite baseball players here. And he's out there. Williams is stoked to give surfing a shot. So now we're tying in surfing with Ted Williams, and of course with Duke there. So we were able to pick this up because I was looking also for a Duke Snider card, and we were able to pick up from Dylan this beautiful 59 Duke Snider. Check out this beautiful card. Isn't this awesome? Look at the beautiful centering on there. You know that Dylan always has a great eye for cards, and we're able to pick up this beautiful card. So yeah, we got this one from Dylan. Of course, he sent us the art card from Scott at Reindeer Studios, and then he was so generous as well to send us a few extra cards, including this beautiful autograph card of him surfing there. And it says, "To fast breaks and breakfast, I love hearing you guys talk about cards." Well, we love you hearing you talk about cards as well, Dylan. Thank you for this cool card. He plays second base just like me. Now, because I was a little guy and couldn't hit very much. Well, right, I was a good fielder. Got a good glove, but not much of a bat. But did enjoy playing second base and baseball as a kid.
I was better at third base.
Yeah, you're an awesome third baseman. Yeah. And then not only did he send us that card, he also then sent us this really cool 1951 Topps design of not only Dylan on there, we also have Shane from Shoebox Legend on there, which I hear he's a big Pearl Jam fan just like us. So that's really cool. Now we added that also to the collection. And so before we wrap up this video, and thank you, Dylan, for giving us the opportunity to do this video response. I know it's like, 3 months late, but here we are, right? I would like to share an item that I think you will really enjoy seeing, Dylan. So a few months ago, you did a tour of your amazing card room, and you showed off a letter opener that your grandmother gifted you. So I'd like to share with you guys now this letter opener that my dad gifted me when I left for college. This is pretty similar, if not the same letter opener that Dylan showed that his grandma gave him. Isn't this so cool? So my dad left Cuba. He went to Spain in 1980, and then he made it here to the United States to rejoin the family. And he picked this up in Spain, and in Toledo, Spain. And he always had it on his home desk. And I would always borrow it and play with it. And so by the time I was leaving for college, he said, "Here, Paul, go ahead and take the letter opener. I think you need it more than I do." But I played with it so much as a young teenager that I ended up breaking the one of the little parts of the end of the sword here, of the letter opener. But it just goes to show how we're all so connected to our family and our heritage and stuff, and we cherish these things like this. So I just thought I'd share with that, and how cool it is that Dylan also inherited something similar to a similar letter opener from his grandmother. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much, Dylan, Mike, Scott, Dave, Ryan, Steven, Orlando, Shane, and all of you awesome people in the great card community for all your inspiration and camaraderie over the years, right? So I'm going to just say double shaka to you all. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, and we'll see you at the next one.
Double shaka.